Stand By Me. Benny King, one of the founding members of the Drifters and author and the singer of that song. I don't even know if he's the author, but I know he's a singer. Benny King probably had the greatest influence on me in my faith and as a musician. I actually played guitar for him on a few occasions. And we were at the Apollo Theater, and we had these things in the 80s called 12 by 12 at the Apollo, where you would start at noontime and you would play until midnight and acts would come in and rotate out. Anyway, I remember I got there at like 9 o'clock in the morning as soon as they opened the doors, way before sound check. I was just so excited. And about an hour or two there, I was walking around the Apollo, and it was just the coolest place. Here's a birthplace of like all the coolest music. And I'm in this room, and I walk in this room, and there's this guy praying. And he was really reverent, and he turned and he looked at me, and I apologized, and I'll never forget this. He looked at me and he said, "Hey, just come sit with me. I'm talking to my father." And I knew exactly what it meant. And I thought, what a humble and a cool way to put it. So I sat down with him. He invited me to pray with him, and I did. And turns out it was Benny King. And when I found out it was Benny King, I got so emotional that I met him. And I said, wow, tell me about Stand By Me. And he told me the story about Stand By Me and had to do with fear and somebody coming alongside of you, and he paralleled it to God, and it was very emotional. And I said, would you like to sing it with me? And I laughed. I said, you're Benny King. I'm Derek Forwerda. That's not going to work. And he looked at me and he said, there's no such thing as a bad voice. There's just a voice that you don't believe in yet. But your father believes in your voice. And I'll never forget that. And so he sat down with me and he asked me to put it in a key for me. And I laughed because, I didn't know what to do. I'm not a singer. Even to this day, I don't sing. And even though this is my first blog, I'm going to sing for you because I was so inspired by him. And that's kind of why I want to do this blog, because one person in a moment who was part of history just put on this cloak of love and humility, and he inspired me. Sorry. So I'm going to try and get through this. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light I see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Anyway, so if a scared little 22-year-old kid can be inspired, so can you. So I'm gonna do a series of stories because I have a lot of real cool stories. And just being a lifetime player, having played on a lot of recordings and done a lot of touring and seen a lot of things, I really think that I can help the next up and coming generation, and whether I can or can't, I really want to. So I was inspired by one person, and maybe I can just help continue that channel. I'm Derek Forwerda. Look for me on this blog, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye.